This video is about ego psychology. Being part of current psychodynamic theories, which stem from Sigmund Freud, ego psychology was developed by Heinz Hartmann, which was concerned more so on how the ego adapts and functions, as opposed to the inner hidden self of the id. Hartmann defines the ego as the cognitive conscious process, which has a central role in controlling the unconscious process of the id. Influences such as the social environment, anxiety, biological needs, and psychological needs manifest themselves in the id, to which the ego enacts control over. Control by the ego comes in the form of ego functions such as cognition and perception, identity, impulse control, reality testing, and changing memory, which is basically the defense and coping mechanisms. Ego functions are seen as inborn, as opposed to Freud, who believed that the ego had to be developed to supplant the id. Reality testing is to test whether something such as a perceived threat, for example, is real or not. The resulting outcome of ego functions is resilience against the day-to-day anxieties of, well, everyday life, and thus adaptation. The aim of coping mechanisms is to develop a conflict-free sphere of ego, which produces less guilt and thus a healthy mind, basically to act without conflict. Ego psychology fits well into evolutionary psychology, because the coping functions are adaptive processes with the ego, being processing systems that are necessary for survival. In therapy, there is an emphasis on strengthening the ego and relying on coping strategies. A major criticism includes that ego psychology doesn't have enough attention paid to the role of socialization. So in summary, ego psychology focuses on the central role of the ego and its ego functions, which have useful coping mechanisms that allow adaptation to the influences of everyday life.